Welcome into the NFL Every Game on the Board podcast with our guests. They're leading it off here. Skee Profit on Twitter at Skee Profit. Skee, welcome in, buddy. How you feeling?
I'm doing well, Drew. Time to make some more money on week 10. Good to be back here breaking down another week of NFL games with you.
Hey, always good to have you on, guys. If you're not following him on Twitter, you should. He's got a ton of Twitter followers. He's my friend at Skee Profit. Also a good NFL, NBA handicapper among other sports. So check him out at WagerTalk.com. We got the Thursday nighter here, 121-122, Indy at Tennessee. We're seeing 48.5 being the total with a pick'em price now. And guys, I'll tell you, this Indianapolis team, they're scheduled to start the season was on the weaker side, really putting it nicely. And now we've seen Phillip Rivers going up against a little bit stiffer competition here towards the back half of the season. And only 10 touchdown passes his last 8 games, going up against the Tennessee team, playoff contender here with the running game and such. This is a team that's gone 15-6 since Ryan Tannehill took over at the quarterback position. I think Tennessee at home here. Keep in mind, Indianapolis off of a short week, an aging quarterback. I don't look for them to really turn it around offensively. I think Tennessee's the side here. Also, guys, interesting note and important note, Skee Profit on Twitter at Skee Profit has his 5% play on this Thursday night game. So if you want to get an in-depth analysis of this game from Skee, check it out at WagerTalk.com. But Skee, did you want to throw out anything real quick on the Thursday nighter before we get to Sunday slate?
Well, I mean, if you've been following along or watching me talk about teams week in and week out, you kind of know that I see two teams going in opposite directions. So you can go check it out at WagerTalk.com. I'll have a long write-up there, and you can figure out what I like on the game. But, yeah, let's keep it going, Drew.
All right, let's go Sunday's action here. 251, 252, Cincinnati at Pittsburgh. This is an afternoon start here, top of the card. 47 being the total with the Pittsburgh Steelers. -7 in the hook at home. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger, has been, I guess, the COVID-19 protocol, a little bit banged up. Not really sure what it is, but we do see Cincinnati. They've been a great bet this season, Skee. 6-2 ATS, backdoor Burrow, like you like to call it. I like the Cincinnati Bengals catching a full touchdown here against the Steelers, which, hey, take nothing away from them. They've been impressive this season. I'll just take the points with the underdog. How do you feel about this one?
Yeah, I definitely understand that. I mean, I think they've covered 6 of their last 7 games, but I don't think that they've necessarily played a team on the Steelers' caliber. I know Steelers could possibly be without Big Ben, but I mean, I'll look at the Steelers' defense. I mean, I want to say earlier in the week, Drew, when I looked at it, I was agreeing with you. I'm like, the Bengals, that's too many points, especially if Big Ben is banged up. But that Steelers' defense can get after him. They can sack him all game long. I think they should be in the top tier of the league in sacks. I just don't see it being that easy versus Steelers' defense. I think the defense is legit. I think Mason Rudolph will be solid enough to get a win. And the more the number goes down, the more appealing it gets for the Steelers side. They've also covered 5 of their last 6 games. And I think the defense will hold them over. I think the run game will also be pretty big for the Steelers because I don't think the Bengals defend the run very well. So the lower the number gets, the more appealing it is for the Steelers. I'm not a fan of, for lack of a better term, but getting the ass end of the line. So I would be probably – if it goes back up, maybe I may look towards the Bengals, but for now, it's going to be see how low it goes and play the Steelers.
And no need to apologize, Skee. Use whatever words you would like on the Sports Memo Podcast, guys, wherever you're downloading your podcast at, Sports Memo Podcast. Also simulcast live on the WagerTalk YouTube channel. Next game up, 253-254, the Washington football team at the Detroit Lions. We're seeing the Lions -3.5 in the Motor City, 46.5 being the total here, Skee.
And this is a game I don't feel very strongly about. I'll just say that right now. Do you see the line out right now?
Yeah, 3 and a hook, -3.5. Detroit at home.
Okay, well, I'm not sure what we're going to get out of Stafford. And in this game, I'll probably just take who's ever grabbing the points. I honestly don't feel very strong either way. I just think it should be more of a pick'em game. So I'm just going to roll with Washington. I think Washington's defense is pretty solid, and I'm not sure how much we get out of Stafford, or I don't think they can run the ball. Their third down defense is not good. They can't stop the run, so I would probably just lean more towards Washington.
And something from the gold sheet here, Skee, to add on. Detroit just 2-12 straight up their last 14 at Ford Field. So for whatever reason, not playing well in the Motor City. And we got the Washington football team catching 3 in the hook anytime, I guess you're forced to do it gun to head type style. Take the points in the NFL. No argument here, Skee. We got 255, 256 up next. Houston at Cleveland. We're seeing the Browns -3 with juice on that number at home. 50 being the total. We got the Texans and the Browns, Skee.
Yeah, this one, we're waiting to see what's going on with Baker, but I don't even think they need Baker, honestly. The Texans don't seem like, it's not that they don't seem, they're not that good of a team. I think they only beat the Jaguars. And they're giving it up on the ground. I think they have the worst run defense in the league. They're allowing around 5 yards per carry. They covered 1 out of their 8 games. And on the Cleveland side, they get a couple guys back. They get Chubb back. They get Hooper back. They're off a bye. I just think the run game is going to kill the Texans. And I think you have to look at the weather as well, just to make sure, because that kind of killed one of their games earlier. But I like the Texans. I like the Browns, and I think both teams probably can put up some points. So I'll probably go with the over as well.
All right, maybe looking towards the over. Check the weather. That's a great point. As we get into mid-November already of 2020, weather becomes even more to the forefront when making these bets. Not only totals either, guys, because different profile of team, how they work their offense can really matter if it's raining, windy, even snowing now. So good point there, Skee. Follow him on Twitter at Skee Profit, on a huge run in the NFL, short term, really seeing it well. So check them out, WagerTalk.com. We got Jacksonville at Green Bay up next, Skee. It looks like 257, 258, the rotation numbers here, 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific kick here. We're seeing the Packers -13, 50.5 being the total in Lambeau.
Yeah, and Jake Luton looked good in the last game. I'm not sure how good he looks again in this game, but in my opinion, the Packers defense is pretty mediocre. But the Jaguars defense is horrific. They're giving up 32.5 points per game, I want to say the last 4 games. And I think the Packers can name their numbers. So I like the over in this game. I think the Jaguars will be able to put up some points also, but I think the Packers do majority of the heavy lifting. I'm just not a fan of taking big spreads. So I'll probably just go with the over in this one.
Yeah, you mentioned, the Packers defense and Luton looking good last week. I actually kind of lean here towards the market movement, actually. It opened, 14.5? The Packers laying at home. Now they're only laying 13. I agree with that market shift here, Skee. I think Jacksonville plus 2 touchdowns, near 2 touchdowns, would be the play if I was playing it, and might get there by the time of kickoff. We got Philadelphia and the New York Giants in the NFC East battle here, Skee. 259, 260, the rotation number if you're following along at home. And guys, we're just going down the card in rotation order. We got Skee Profit followed by 3:30 Pacific. We will bring minty bets in to finish off the card. We got Philadelphia at New York Giants here, Skee. 44.5 being the total, with the Eagles laying 3 or 3 in the hook, depending where you're shopping.
And the Giants, they've been pretty good against the spread in general, but I think they've been a dog every game. I was going to say they've been pretty good as a dog, but 5-1 against the spread their last 6. But this number is really short. And Eagles off a bye, I just think that they're a better team than the Giants. The Giants' run defense is pretty solid, but I don't think the pass defense is that great. And Carson Wentz, it kills me. Like, I hate betting on him because he makes so many dumb mistakes, but he also can come back and win the game. So I think the Eagles, knowing that they're on top of the division, come out and make a conscious effort to win this game. I think they can win by more than 3, if that's what it is right now. And I would look towards the Eagles. And I also probably look towards the over. I see Eagles have went over 6 of their last 7 on the road. And Giants last 5 at home versus Philadelphia have went over. So probably Eagles and over for me.
And Skee, you bring up Carson Wentz here, and you hear people kind of say like it's everybody's fault but Carson Wentz, and they paid Carson Wentz. How do you feel about the whole Carson Wentz being the quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles? You think this is a long-term thing, or you think they need to kind of start pumping the brakes on this?
Yeah, he would look better if he had better weapons around him, but at the same time, it doesn't matter what weapons around him if you're going to hold the ball for 30 seconds and get sacked or hold it for forever and throw in a crazy interception. That's not on anybody except Carson Wentz, in my opinion. So, yes, he will be better with better weapons, but he still makes too many stupid mistakes.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. It's kind of a tough analysis there on him. But guys, we're talking with Hakeem Prophet on WagerTalk.com. Follow him on Twitter at Skee Prophet. He's on a 13-6, 68% NFL run. Also, great NBA capper and WNBA as well. Skee, we got a couple more games, and then I want to get a best bet for you for this segment. But some big news in the NBA, right? With the schedule starting on a certain date here.
Well, it's supposed to start on December 22nd. Definitely looking forward to that. It's about 6 weeks away. Free agency starts, I want to say 9 days or so away. So NBA is getting right back into it. A couple of teams have not so much rest, and other teams have had almost a year. So it's good to have NBA almost back.
Yeah, you're right, man. And with the differences in off time, like off season here, can you just think of anything maybe off the top of your head that you would look to kind of bet out the gate? With the NBA tip off, would you look for a certain type of profile team? Maybe, more of the star type players, or are there some sleepers out there that you're kind of waiting to pounce on?
I would probably just think that teams like the older teams, like the Lakers, they were playing recently. I don't think they're going to take the beginning of the season very seriously. So I wouldn't be expecting them to cover very many spreads. Whereas teams, that are still going to be very good, but didn't look that good last year, like the Warriors, and maybe want to come redeem themselves. I expect them to get off to a hot start. So I'll look at little things like that.
Yeah, maybe the Warriors in a bounce back. I like where you're going with that. They're kind of off people's radar right now, right?
Yeah, and they have a very great team. They get Klay Thompson back, and they have a high draft pick, so they could even trade it. I think we'll see a lot of moves at the draft, so it's going to be exciting.
Is the draft something you're going to look to bet, or you wait for the gameplay on the court?
Usually, I don't bet it at all, so I probably won't bet it, but I will. I'll probably give some opinions. I'll look into it and see who I think goes where, or things like that. I know there was news about James Harden maybe getting shipped away. Westbrook maybe getting shipped away, seeing where Chris Paul is going. So I'll keep an eye on things like that.
Okay, good stuff from Skee Prophet. NFL, NBA, WNBA, really good at all three of those sports, guys. So check them out. We got one game left here, and then best bet, 261-262, Tampa Bay Bucks at the Carolina Panthers. 50.5 being the total here, Skee, with -5 in the hook here. That's the Bucks laying on the highway.
And McCaffrey, I believe, is not going to play in this game. And when he was out for this period of time before he just came back, the pace was very slow, and they were going under. I want to say they were under 4 out of the 6 or something of that nature, more unders than overs. And I just think that they slow it down. So I wanted to go over initially if he was playing, but I think there's less points here. That the Panthers have allowed 25 plus their last 3 games, and I think, the Buccaneers, Brady has to want to bounce back. Buccaneers have to bounce back after the pathetic showing over the last 2 games, in my opinion, the close game versus the Giants and only putting up 3 points versus the Saints. So I probably would just look more towards the Buccaneers than the total, just because I'm not quite sure what to get from Panthers offense. I like the Buccaneers to bounce back probably first half, full game. The only thing I'll say is, we know Teddy covers, not our Teddy covers from WagerTalk, but Teddy from the Panthers. He's been good as an underdog. Panthers have been covering. I'll keep that in mind, but I just trust. I think if you're Tom Brady, you have to come out and show up in this game after the way you played the past couple. So, and the Buccaneers as a whole. So I would just trust them more than anything else.
Yeah, and the number down now from a touchdown to just -5 in the hook. So if you're looking to bet Tampa Bay, you got a little bit of discount off of the opener. But that does it for section 1 here, guys. We'll bring in minty bets to start off 265, 266, Denver, Las Vegas through the end of the card. But Skee, if you'd be kind enough to maybe leave us with a best bet for this section, maybe the game that we talked about that you're most confident in, throw it over to you, man.
Game I'm most confident in is I'm not going to give out. It's on Thursday, but out of the rest of the games, I think the one that catches my attention the most, I'm going to go with the Browns. I don't care. I think you can honestly wait. If Baker's out, maybe you get a better number. If he's in, I don't think it matters anyway, because I don't think the quarterback is the key to success. I think it's Chubb and Hunt and I don't think the Texans can stop them. So I think it's 3 for the Browns right now, and I'll probably take that as the best bet.
Okay, looking towards Cleveland, a -3 with some juice. You can find it -120 right now. But looking towards the Browns is the most confident play for this section from Skee Profit on Twitter at Skee Profit. Guys, check them out, WagerTalk.com. You've seen it well in the NFL, 13-6, 68% run. And NBA right around the corner, guys. December 22nd tip-off, I believe. Skee would know better. WNBA as well. He sees it very well in all 3 of those sports, guys. So check him out at WagerTalk.com. Skee, anything you wanted to throw out there before we shut this down?
Just great hanging out with you again, Drew. Great breaking the games down with you. Good luck on all of your action, and good luck to everybody watching.
Well said, Skee. Always fun with you, whether doing the Every Game on the Board podcast or out and about in Las Vegas. Always a fun time, guys. So follow him on Twitter at Skee Profit. Best of luck with your bets, guys, and we'll be right back at 3:30 Pacific with